Hello, in the More You Know episode, we're going to talk a little bit about phishing and IDNs and character spoofing. We know that phishing is the fraudulent practice of sending emails that are purporting to be from a reputable company in order to get an individual to reveal personal information such as passwords, credit card numbers, or other sensitive information, even about an organization. And some phishing attempts have gotten real clever about hiding the domain. Take a look at the examples here we have on the screen. Which of these email addresses are the real deal? Which ones are coming from Microsoft or Apple? So upon a quick inspection here, we can take a look and we can see that the second one here, support at Microsoft.com, that O is not an O, right? So that one was a pretty easy spot. But to the casual observer, they may just pass that by and assume that it came from Microsoft.com. Likewise, let's take a look at this third example here, support at Apple.com. Well, that obviously is not an L. That's the number one. Let's take a look at the other two, support at Microsoft.com and support at Apple.com. So, which of these options are valid and which are invalid? Well, actually, none of these are valid, right? What if I told you that if we took a look at this first one here and we said that support.microsoft.com, that letter C, that's not a letter C. And similarly, if I take a look at this fourth option, support at apple.com, well, that C is a C. But that A is not an A. You see, in this case, we're actually using Cyrillic characters. They look like an A from the Latin character set and a C, but they're not. We're spoiled as a country that predominantly uses the Latin character set. However, there are many non-Latin character sets that can now be used in IDNs or internationalized domain names. Chinese, Spanish, the different Cyrillic languages of Western Europe, right? They have characters that are just simply not in the Latin characters set. So how can we check these? Well, let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to just simply cut and paste, and we can go to Google and look for an ASCII character set validator. So I'm going to copy that. And one example is this onlineasciitools.com/validate-ASCII. And I can just simply come over here and paste in support at Microsoft.com. And here it'll say, hey, there's an invalid symbol. That symbol C in position 11, that's a non-ASCII symbol, and that is correct. It is actually a Cyrillic character that looks like the letter C. Let's go back to our Apple example here, and I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to paste that in there, and right away it says, hey, invalid symbols, that A is not a valid ASCII A. Now, as always, there's more than just checking for non-ASCII characters when you're determining if an email is a phishing scam. You may receive a scam email from a completely legitimate domain where an individual user has been compromised, or maybe even the server has been compromised. Or they've forged the address and are using a different email as the forwarder. And of course, in our growing global village, there are perfectly legitimate businesses that use different character sets than the Latin-based character set. This is just to introduce you to the idea that the bad actors are getting more and more clever. And it's just another thing that we have to look out for are these different character sets. So if you're expecting something from a domain, but something doesn't seem right, this is just another thing to check when you're checking for those phishing email addresses. As always, make sure that you're practicing ethical hacking techniques, and remember, it's always good the more you know.